Dear students, welcome to the next session of corporate communication. And today we are going to speak on this topic called as presenting without PowerPoint or presenting without slides. Hope you remember the very first semester we had spoken about use of PowerPoint and the various benefits attached to it. Yes, I am the same person who is going to speak about presenting without PowerPoint. Try to remember this. The most important conversation you probably would have heard would have happened without slides. Now, why am I saying this is a lot of TED Talks, a lot of people who are good speakers, who are good trainers, they would speak at length and they would not utilize the PowerPoint, or their dependency on the PowerPoint slides is very, very less. Speaking without slides seems more challenging sometimes. One of or two of the reasons could be without slide, you feel somewhere left out. It may be required a different way to prepare without the slides. Demands more thinking and getting your ideas to the audience is one of the toughest when you do it without the slides. Speaking without slide is often better because audiences grant your attention more than anything else. You have the authority over the room. Whomsoever you are speaking to in the room, the person in the audience would definitely look at you. Eye to eye contact is been built. You have no fear of slide or AV malfunctions. Supposedly, if even the slide goes off or the slide is not working, you would still go on with your presentation at length. What happens with one of the reasons why I'm saying this presenting without slide becomes more important is students become more dependent on the slide and they become the slaves of the slide. Now, when I mean this word as slave, here is everything has been put across onto the slide. The slides would have paragraphs and it would not have bullet points. Because it would have paragraphs, what I would do is I would completely dedicate myself to read something which is there onto the slides, which is not the way of presenting to the audience. Speaking without slide also is better because it forces you to clarify and improve your ideas. It makes you a better speaker. Trust me, most words, best speakers do speak with their ideas. They present their ideas to you and they don't utilize the slides. Slides is just audiovisual, something which is there. It probably would have one or two points, but they would speak at length. For example, the TED Talks. The TED Talks are the ones which these days is quite famous, and many of them I've seen speaking at length without using the PowerPoint. But simultaneously, I would rather put it like this way, slides do have its own advantages. Some concepts are best expressed visually than someone explaining it without the slides. They can serve as a handout. Handout is one of the options which is available with these slides, where it gives precise information of what is there before the slide, after the slide, or what is to be presented in the slide. So with this background, let's move in and get a feel of what is it without PowerPoint, how would I present. So these are some of the tips which I would want to give, and you can utilize a combination of two or three or whatever based on your strength as a presenter. Presenting without PowerPoint, some of the points are, look at the first one, using props. Supposedly you are speaking about something with respect to cold drinks, and your idea or your concept is with respect to cold drinks. Now, what is the best way is bring the tin of the Sprite or be it Pepsi or be it Coca-Cola, and what you do is you keep right in front of the audience's eyes or maybe onto the table. And when it has been kept onto the table, the obvious reason is the audience get attracted towards that particular tin because they would want to understand what is that you're going to do with it. So if you're using a prop, it would definitely help you to get attract the audience towards your presentation. Imagine yourself explaining about a particular product, and you are going at length to discuss about it. And put the product which can be handy, which can be brought to the classroom, which can be probably presented right in front of your audience. Please bring, because you are aware that you are going to present on that particular point. So it makes more sense to carry those props along with you for your presentation to attract the audience. The next one, use of music. Now, music has definitely something more powerful. It can be emotional certain times, which makes optimum utilization of your presentation. And when you put the music along or a soundtrack to your presentation, it will bring life to the presentation. Make sure that you do obey the copyright rules and licensing laws which are applicable to the music. There is a lot of free non-copyright music which is available, which you can be utilized for making your presentation, uh, which sounds very good, and you can choose the tracks based on your presentation to be presented. Next is use of video. Now, video, when I mean to say use of a video, make sure that the video which you are going to utilize for your presentation, the video quality should be very good, and it should make sure that it brings in life when it comes to your content which you are presenting, and it should be very relevant. The audio should make sure that brings in a lot of good things in terms of thrill. It can, the clip should have the attraction of audience in the say about 60 seconds. You can also simultaneously create an emotional atmosphere to begin or at the end of the speech, and you should pick up the things which are quite relevant, because there are a lot of music tracks, there are a lot of music videos which can be relevant at any given point of a time. The next is use of a flip card. Now, when I mean a flip card is any visuals you need right there in front of the audience, and you need not to use any technology, you need not to do anything. It's just a way you would present to your audience. It also depends on how well do you design and draw, and certain times just a basic pen and paper onto the card, and you can show nice things, and art of creation draws the audience where a slide really doesn't bring in that attraction. The next thing is storytelling, and a lot of motivational trainers, a lot of people who are into the corporate training, I've seen them utilizing this as one of the concepts, because uh, not everyone has their strengths, has been able to motivate others by telling a story, and the story being connective to a lot of things. So the story can be as good as say about 2 minutes. The story can be good as 5 minutes or 15 minutes. The story can bring in a lot of interest in the audience, which generously if you are good at, probably you can utilize this as one of the tools for presenting without the PowerPoint. Now, trust me, motivational speakers like Sandeep Maheshwari has utilized this concept of storytelling in a very nice way, in a way where people get very easily attracted, the audience get attracted towards that particular point, and the concept becomes very, very clear when you talk using the storytelling concept. So it is one of the traditionally used concept, and a lot of trainings are being utilized. There are a lot of times in the trainings where we tend to utilize the storytelling concept, and it connects your audience to the speaker very easily, and you can bring a lot of good points with respect to storytelling. What happens with storytelling is obviously you tend to get connected to the concept very easily, and once you get connected to the concept very easily, the audience in their imagination are also simultaneously whatever you are narrating is been seen or visualized by them during their storytelling. The next thing is ask the audience. Obviously, one of the best concepts where you can involve the audience who is part of your presentation. And supposedly, you would want to start. I've seen one or two students doing this, utilizing this in a very nice way during their presentations, where they have asked the audience a set of questions, and that made the audience right alert on what is that he's asking me on, how is he involving me when it comes to his presentation, and asking a set of questions which probably can bring in audience's attention to your focus or to your point which you want to focus on. So asking the audience is one of the best options, and many trainers, many people, especially the TEDx speakers, tend to utilize these concept of asking the questions. And trust me, this is one of the best methods when it comes to presenting without the PowerPoint presentations. I very well remember during one of the GDR sessions of senior batch, what they did was they asked say about 3 4 questions once their GDR was done, and they utilized this asking the question concept by involving the audience into their presentation, and they distributed chocolates at the end of the presentation. Whomsoever answered very rightly, whomsoever answered correctly, for them there was award which was given at the end of the presentation. So asking the audience and making them involved into your presentation is a nice tool. Simultaneously, when you award the audience, audience becomes very, very active, and they tend to utilize this opportunity, or they tend to look at this opportunity as grabbing more of chocolates or more of whatever you are presenting to them as a presenter. The next thing is games. This is one of the tool which is not many people utilize this, but if you would probably get your audience playing game, and you involve them, possibly put them across into smaller groups and make them play a game. Trust me, this is a difficult task. Not everybody would be able to do it, but if you are having a command on making sure that the game can be played in a very nice way, this definitely is a nice tool when it comes to making the audience or involving your audience with respect to uh, in games. Now, the next concept which we are going to speak, and which is going to be the last one with respect to presenting without the PowerPoint, is designing something. Now, designing is again not everybody's way of presenting while you are making the audience part of the design. But generously make sure that whatever you are asking them to design, be it a small, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, perhaps perhaps a show or a game where you put them into a group and you make them play that. Obviously, the design can be something which is with respect to idea. what is that you're thinking at this point of time, can you put that onto the paper, is something which you want your audience to be part of it. So the audience start designing, putting things onto the paper, or whatever you're thinking, put it across onto the paper in the words. So these are certain things which you can make the audience to be part of it. And these are about 7 8 methods which you can utilize by for presentation without using the help of PowerPoint slide. And I would still go ahead with presenting with the PowerPoint slide, but make sure that your PowerPoint is something which helps you to build upon what you're trying to talk about, rather than it becomes the only point where you want to speak about. So the PowerPoint can be utilized, but simultaneously with the PowerPoint, if you could utilize any of the 2 or 3 methods in your PowerPoint presentation, it is something, it makes you a very good presenter, and it makes your audience to be also prepared well, so that the next time when you come onto the stage, the next time when you make a presentation, they would know that there is something which is going to come on to their way, which is going to be very very nice, and they would also be keeping an interest or a close eye on what is that you're going to do the next time when you present. So this is all about today's session. And if you have any questions with respect to presenting without the PowerPoint, you can please do call me or message me, and I would be in a position to help you. Thank you very much.